Hi there. We are trying something new. We hope to provide you with news headlines once or twice a week. This is our very first segment, so please do chime in. Let us know how you like it. The email is below. This is Incorruptible Mass News for Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. In climate news, in case your head has been in the sand, we are in deep doo-doo. We've caused dramatic and quick changes to the chemical makeup of the atmosphere, and this is causing the whole system that keeps the Earth habitable to break down. It is bad stuff. The Pacific country of Vanuatu is sponsoring a UN resolution that will ask the International Court of Justice to rule on consequences for climate inaction. This resolution is co-sponsored by over 100 other countries, and it will be voted on this week. A new study concludes that plastics, which we now find everywhere in every ocean and river, and microplastics are in your body and in mine, they cause wide-ranging health issues, everything from cancer to birth defects. In international and national news, hundreds of thousands of people are protesting in Israel, including a general strike Monday that shut down the country's economy, and at least 24 mayors are on hunger strike. My understanding is that these are the largest demonstrations in the 75-year history of the country. So why are people protesting? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been planning an overhaul of the judicial system that would allow the Israeli legislature to overrule the courts. It's unpopular because it's viewed as anti-democratic. And I had to dig into this a little bit to understand a little bit of background. The Israeli government has had a series of elections in the last year or two, and to oversimplify, it's because political coalitions have fallen apart. Netanyahu was not in power recently, but he returned to power by forming alliances with far-right coalition partners. His government made a move to allow settlements in the West Bank that were previously deemed illegal by the courts. And the right-wing coalition views the courts as being biased against settlers, and have been working for months to weaken the courts through this overhaul. Please note that the overhaul would also protect Netanyahu from ongoing corruption charges. Now, what sparked this particular protest is that Netanyahu's own not particularly progressive defense minister quit over this overhaul because the reservists for the military were threatening to refuse calls to service if it passed. Okay, on to France. Millions of people have been protesting this week and on strike this week as President Macron has been pushing through a proposal to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64 years old. And I'm going to tell you, the people of France are not taking this one lying down. If only Americans would stand up like this for policies we believe in. And sad news in Mexico, 39 people have died in a fire at a migrant facility on the U.S. border. And there was another mass shooting. This is national news. Another mass shooting in America at a school in Nashville, Tennessee, where 6 people, 3 children, and 3 adults were killed. Governor Newsom of California has a proposal to demand data and pricing on pricing and supply from oil companies and potentially penalize their profits. The overwhelmingly Democratic Assembly, that is their lower house, kind of like our state house, has already passed the bill. If only our governor and state house were so bold. And Senator Elizabeth Warren has announced her run for a third 6-year term. State level, Governor Healy has appointed a new MBTA boss, Philip Eng. And a lot of people have high hopes that he will make the T safer and more reliable. There is also now a new bill for campaign finance reform in the State House, and it is designed to dampen the effects of money in politics by setting a $5,000 limit on individual contributions to super PACs. We hope to have a future episode where we talk about the history of campaign finance reform in Massachusetts. It's super interesting, but for now, that's what we've got on the docket. And with evictions rising, the COVID tenant protection law, it's called Chapter 257, is going to expire on Friday. Speaker of the Massachusetts State House, Ron Mariano, will not comply with State Auditor Diana DiZoglio's audit of the Massachusetts legislature. She is going ahead anyway. Mariano has made it clear that he holds the purse strings, including her funding to do the audit. And Mariano is also making comments that he does not support Governor Healey's plan to lower community college tuition. He seems to think that he can just single-handedly decide that he doesn't like it, as if he controls the 160-member elected state house. A little joke for you regular listeners. So thank you for listening to Incredible Mass News that's Wednesday, March 29th. Be sure to tune in to our analysis of state politics later